Buying a home is a big financial decision and a commitment, as we know, right? While it's pure joy that you are about to own your home, there are a few huge mistakes that many first-time home buyers make. And here, I call out the 12 big ones to avoid when you or someone you know is just about ready to own their home. Now, working with lots of buyers and sellers and seeing the same things occur over and over made me want to get this message out to keep you informed. Now, it's going to be a quick list of 12 things to watch out for, and stick until the very end wherein I provide you cool surprises to get started on the home buying journey itself right and get it done. Hey, Ravi with the Rams Group at eXp Realty here. If this is the first time we're connecting, I welcome you to my channel wherein I strive to provide meaningful, relevant, and educational content to keep home buyers as well as sellers in the real estate know. You hitting that subscribe button, smashing that bell icon, and liking this video will not only help the algorithm but help others too derive value, and I totally appreciate you. Now, this video is going to be about the 12 big mistakes that first-time homebuyers make, right? I laid all down for you to get a sense as to what they are, as well as I've included the index below in the description for you to actually go and jump straight into the topic. Sound good? Now let's delve in. Mistake number 1, not being financially qualified to purchase a home. Now, many first-time home buyers are making the mistake, which is going out and seeing properties without being financially qualified. Now, you may think that looking out for houses without being pre-approved by a lender will help you get to the home ownership that much faster, right? Wrong. Now, this could be because your friends, relatives, and parents pointed to you that interest rates are comparatively low and you need to jump in and buy a home, besides telling you that prices are rising like crazy, so don't wait. So you start your home search without getting pre-approved for a mortgage by a lender, that is. Now, why is this important? Why do the realtors that you work with say that it's important for you to get pre-approved? The reason is that you absolutely need to know how much of a home you can afford, right? And only your lender or the lender that you work with will let you know how much you can afford. Now, you may check on those mortgage calculators online and think that you can afford a certain amount. However, there are a few other variables that go into the equation to verify your budget and how much of a home you can afford. And only your lender can let you know what that amount would be. You may think that you can afford a $900,000 home close to the area of your preference. However, once the lender crunches your numbers, taking other variables and your obligations into consideration, you may find that you can comfortably afford only a $750,000 home without being stretched thin, that is. Always remember, when house shopping, you don't want to be house rich and cash poor post-close with barely being able to make the monthly payments, right? Of course, the numbers quoted here are just examples based on the location where you live. The price points could be higher or lower, something for you to know. So make sure that you are pre-approved for you to know how much of a home you can afford. Okay? This needs to be your number one priority before you even do anything else. Mistake number 2, assuming that you need 20% down. Many first-time home buyers think that they need to have at least 20% down payment to be able to buy a home, which is a myth, and not only that, a huge mistake. As you know, many first-time home buyers cannot come up with 20%, that too, with the way the prices are escalating, right? In fact, the median down payment for homes was just 13% according to the National Association of Realtors. That said, waiting to accumulate 20% down may just make you miss the home buying opportunities that get by. While putting less than 20% for a conventional loan will tack on a PMI component, which is the private mortgage insurance, but it may be worth the expense considering that the home prices are on a steep climb, and that price increases actually make the PMI cost something that can be overlooked compared to the equity that you will be soon building on your home. Of course, you know your specific financial situation and you should be able to better judge what is right for you. Also, the mortgage lenders offer various programs to first-time homebuyers to incentivize them. Feel free to contact us, and I'm happy to refer you to great local lenders, no matter which state in the US you are in, for the lenders to offer you meaningful and objective advice after taking your specific financial situation into consideration so that you are better set about owning your first property. Sound good? Mistake number 3, not interviewing and hiring an agent to represent you in the transaction. Many buyers think that they can use the listing agent directly and approach them to represent them in the home buying process. Now, this could be because the market is so competitive that the buyers think that them directly working with the listing agent may help them win the home. Now, during a home's resale, if you think that the listing agent is representing you, should you choose to work with them, then you are wrong. The listing agent here represents the seller. I also want to talk about new construction homes wherein buyers walk into new home communities wherein they fall absolutely with the homes themselves, the finishes, location, etc., and ask the agent that sits in the new homes community office to help them write an offer. Again, here too, the agent there represents the seller/builder and has a responsibility only to protect the seller/builder's interests. Interviewing and hiring a great experienced buyer's agent to represent you will not only help the agent point out the pros, cons, and flaws in the home, but also educate and help you get the home for the best terms and price. This may be the largest financial transaction in your life, correct? So you want someone in your corner who's going to handhold and guide you through the process, okay? And by the way, a buyer's agent is free for you as a seller pays the buyer agent's compensation. So why not take the time to do your due diligence in picking the right buyer's agent who has your best interest at heart? You may be wondering, well, how do I pick the right buyer's agent, correct? Here's where online reviews as well as talking to the agent's past clients will help you assess the quality the agents bring to the table and ultimately help you win the home of your choice and best represent you. Mistake number 4. Being rigid and not flexible. By this, I mean looking for a home that matches your requirements 100%. Now, when you shop for a home, you'd have a checklist of things that you want in the home, correct? Well, if it's a new construction home that you are constructing from the ground up, you will then have the opportunity to have it be constructed per your dreams. However, if it is a resale or an already built new construction home, be aware that it is rare for the home to have all the items that you want in your checklist. And even if it did, it may go well beyond your budget. So be willing to adjust the priority of the items in your checklist, weighing the items appropriately, to renegotiate with yourself on what is an absolute must versus not. You can always buy a house that is a little outdated and update it little by little. Say, for example, the cabinets are a little outdated, or those granite countertops that you wanted are not even there. All those could be updated later. That way, you get a home which is affordable as well as in the neighborhood of your preference, catered by the ideal school district, etc., right? So the mistake number 4 is being rigid and not being flexible. Mistake number 5, timing the market. One of the mistakes that the first-time home buyers tend to make is trying to time the top of the market, the bottom of the market, identifying entry points to get in. And related, home buyers do expect their homes to constantly be increasing in value after the purchase. The reality is, after you buy your home, it might increase in value with the way the current market is, that is. Depending on timing, the home's value may even decrease. You should have in mind that you don't control the market will do its thing. If you purchased your home and the market acted in your favor to push the home's valuation up, then yay, congratulations. However, don't count on your home appreciating in value always. Your home purchase needs to align with your lifestyle and your financial goals rather than you depending on the market timing, okay? Mistake number 6, trusting those online market evaluations. What do I mean? Well, people look at Zillow's estimates and Redfin and try to assess what their home's value is. The only way the true value of any home can be assessed is by drawing comparable homes that have sold around the subject home in the recent past based on the quality, condition, and features that the other comps had, and this is where your buyer agent can help you. Okay? After having conducted hundreds and hundreds of open houses, I'm yet to see a rep from either from Zillow or Redfin visit the home, make a note of the features, updates, and upgrades, and then go back to their office and teach their algorithm to come up with even a close to accurate value for the home. Make sense? In fact, Spencer Rascoff, the erstwhile CEO of Zillow, sold his home for 40% less than what Zillow's estimate called out. Well, I have included the Hinman article below which talks about that. Now, one thing I have to say though is Zillow's website itself clearly says that the values may not be accurate. However, it was interesting to see that the company's CEO's home itself becoming a statistic. Oh well. So don't trust the online evaluations that there are. Mistake number 7, underestimating your expenses. Now, I see a lot of home buyers purchase their homes just having enough cash for their down payment, closing costs, and not having enough funds post-close to cover the maintenance as well as home repairs as they happen. If you were renting prior to your home purchase, many of these expenses were taken care of by your landlord, right? Now guess what? Those expenses are all coming out of your pocket. To name a few, in addition to the utilities, you may have a homeowners association, which may have dues, then yard maintenance, if there's a yard, repair expenses for things that break unexpectedly. Trust me, they will break when you least expect them to. Now, a good rule of thumb is to earmark 1 to 2% of the home's purchase price annually to take care of those expenses, which may happen and not have you caught by surprise. Mistake number 8, feeling rushed into making an offer before you are ready. Do not let anyone force you into making an offer without helping you think logically about why it is a good or a bad decision, okay? I know that emotions run wild when you buy a home. However, it is imperative that you take a step aside to think why it may or may not make sense for you. If the market's a seller market and you're taking the time to analyze may not happen as time is at a premium and homes flying off the shelf, the first weekend after they get launched. And if this is happening consistently, well then, maybe it is time for you to just go back to the drawing board and reconsider your strategy, making the appropriate tweaks. And once you understand the market and know the lay of the land, if houses are flying left, right, and center, act quickly, decisively, and aggressively in making an offer with the best terms and price that you can offer. Now, do not ever extend beyond your comfort zone in offering for a home. That said, there's a huge difference between being aggressive and being rushed. Being aggressive is acting quickly and putting your best foot forward after you know the market a little well. Whereas being rushed is to make a decision to jump all in and buy no matter what. This will only come back to you to question you if you made the right choice, as well as make you be stuck in a buyer remorse. So it is okay to be aggressive and not be rushed, okay? Mistake number 9 is falling in love with a house too soon. What many first-time home buyers make is falling in love with a house just upon seeing the home. Now, there are a couple of things to be aware of. First, the home that you purchase right now may not be the most ideal, fitting all you and your family's needs as time progresses. So, you have to think about not how the home's attributes are as of now, but what they will be 5 years, 7 years from now, okay? Second, if you were to fall in love with a home so much and compete for that home in the open market, chances are that there may be other bidders who may offer more, basically outbidding you. And when that happens, from that point on, every home that you see, you will invariably be comparing it against the home that you just missed. So, suggest you have a short-term memory of homes on the open market so that it is easier for you to just move forward on to the next, should that be necessary, okay? So do not fall in love or celebrate until you've closed on your home. Mistake number 10, being short-term thinkers. After having helped a lot of buyers, it has become super clear that buyers are not thinking it through when actually purchasing a home. Now, what I mean is that they're not thinking far enough ahead. For example, if a couple is going to get married and are purchasing a home, their focus is on whether the home is going to fit their needs as it stands, not later when they have kids, their family expands, or with them even having to support their elderly parents who might move in with them. So if your mindset is like, let me get a small home just with a couple of beds and baths, with the way the market is right now especially, and I will make do, well, think again. When your family expands, you may not have made the right choice. So you may have to think about the purchase as for not what it is right now, but what it will be when your family and other requirements expand later on, okay? So you need to be planning far out and not be a short-term thinker. That's what mistake number 10 is. Moving on to mistake number 11. Rushing into buying when you should be renting. This is counterintuitive, right? Another first-time homebuyer mistake is that they think that renting is just throwing away money and attempt to buy a home before they're even ready. Now, this is because someone known to them convinced them to buy a home, right? Absolutely wrong move. If your situation is going to change soon with a job-related move, or if you move around once every 2 to 3 years, you should be renting. Just stop and question yourself the reason you're buying a home. The why becomes super important here, okay? Say if you love the community, the neighborhood, and the amenities around, and you don't see a job-related move coming on, then you're going to be there for quite some time, then go ahead and buy. Or else continue to rent if you're doing so. Of course, it is known that the best time-tested investment is real estate. However, buying instead of renting just because friends and family said so may not be such a great idea. Of course, you will have to take your needs, wants, and financial situation into consideration before making a decision about whether it is time to own or rent, but that's a decision that only you'll have to make, and let it be fully thought through. And this brings us to the final one, mistake number 12, which the first-time homebuyers make, and that is settling for any home. This is another mistake that first-time homebuyers make, which is not coming up with their non-negotiable list of priorities in the home of their choice. Now, this happens when buyers settle on a property and buy just to buy. Just because the market is crazy, I'm seeing buyers come to me and say, let's go with a home just because it matches the price, location, and possibly the school district. Now, this is a mistake that many first-time homebuyers are making, settling for a home even when it does not check all the boxes in their checklist, or that was important to them during the buyer consultation. Of course, if it is with the appliances, countertops, or other items like that, those could always be updated or upgraded later. However, just because the competition is fierce, buyers are willing to settle for a home that does not even meet what they're initially looking for. I'd suggest coming up with your non-negotiable list of items and sticking with it no matter what, okay? And that's a wrap. All that said, here's the bottom line. If you are a first-time home buyer, pay attention to those 12 mistakes that home buyers normally are prone to making. Being prepared and working diligently will help you plan and execute better on your home ownership journey. I'm happy to connect, brainstorm, and share insights into the whole home buying process with you. And if you are looking for an agent to help you and live in our neck of the woods, we, my wife and I, that is, are happy to help. Also, the best part is that our brokerage, eXp Realty, whom we, my wife and I, are associated with, has presence in all of the United States and are present in 19 other countries as of this recording and growing by the week, which is crazy cool. And if you are not in our state, we can interview and connect you or anyone you know who wants to buy a home with a local real estate agent whom you can then interview, see if they're a good fit, and take it from there. Sound good? In fact, we've been successful in helping our friends across Oregon, Illinois, New Jersey, and Texas purchase their homes and can do the same thing for you. That makes this video location agnostic, right? As you can be helped no matter where you're watching this video from. That's pretty cool. And finally, for sticking this long, here's what I promised to you at the beginning of this video. Ready? I want to offer you a couple of other videos that covers the home buying process end to end for you to be informed and benefit. Leave your comments in the description below and let us know if this video was useful, you learned something new or gleaned something new, if you will, and any aha moments, and I would always be appreciative of that. You take care, and here's to your home ownership. Always delighted to help. Let us know.